There's a lock. Nothing incriminating. Yet.
Remember what we found at Caleb Watson's? Maybe we're not looking in the right place. If I had something to hide, I might hide it in an abandoned mill. Think you could take on a ghost? Watch out! Spectre possession. I have another in sight. Don't let that spectre get to the corpse.
Fire mill?
Away from the village. Perfect for his research. Perfect to hide secrets.
Oh. Peaceful. Like home on a good day. No, it's not. Alarms, I mean.
Something has me. Watch out! Spectre possession. This isn't over yet.
Right, this on for some. What should we expect up there?
A gateway to the mythical Aralu, whatever that is. Otherwise, terrible tragedy. Dark doings, sick secrets, and a wild guess. They never learn, do they? Show them why they should fear Banishers.
Raging bandit. This is gonna be good.
Hey, wasn't talking about you when I was talking about the phone. I was talking about him. And I bought my phone for $20 at the dollar store, and I use Wi-Fi, and I'm able to make free phone calls.
Which den was it?
Because he kept asking me questions about some kind of cards, trading cards. He kept asking me questions about them, and I'm trying to explain to him I'm a little busy right now. Maybe you should Google it. You know, take your phone out of your pocket and use your left hand's thumb to type something. Are you watching anything? They're coming out with a Hellraiser video game. Hellraiser, the video game. They got a trailer for it. I wanted to get Doom the Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages. Look, I'll go check my wish list right now. So there's a game called Stray Souls. Stray Souls. Stray Souls. And then the upgraded edition for Mortal Kombat is only $20. It says Oblivion, Killing Floor 3. Killing Floor 3 I wanted. Marvelverse Capcom Collection. Phantom Fury. Shadow of the Damned. I want to get that. Shadow of the Damned. Bright Memory Infinite. Whatever that is. Bright Memory Infinite. Final Fantasy 16, the DLC. Turok 3, me neither. I'm watching Fresh Comic Stories. You ever seen that before? Type Fresh Comic Stories on YouTube. That channel got all the best comic book videos. It'll tell you the whole story of like everything that happened from before we were born until now.
Rest. So just relax and chill. And so for Joseph, at first, it does seem like he does believe that when it comes to Wolverine saying that maybe he should relax. But at the same time, it's still Joseph believing that there's something going on with the X-Men. Now, as he walks away, for Wolverine, he shows us that he's trying his best to fight against some kind of mind control. Now, I love the idea of
Mind
Joseph
control.
not giving up because right after he left Logan behind, you did have Joseph go back inside the suit and look at all these different pictures.
They put Wolverine under mind control.
Pictures has catched his eye.
Ghost rewards cannot manifest.
Oh gosh.
Iceman, Cyclops, and Jean Grey. The problem is, Jean Grey.
I got a tiny little bit of marijuana. What about you?
Wait a second. Where in the world is Jean Grey in this picture?
What about Jean Grey?
But this kind of leads into Magneto confronting Cyclops. Now, when he does, Magneto has Cyclops.
How come they all got like special names or whatever, like Cyclops, Iceman, Wolverine, but she's called Jean Grey? I don't get it.
They say the same name as well. Now, another red flag would be Bishop, because you have Bishop be all like.
That's because in the comic book she's called Marvel Girl.
And for the rest of the X-Men, they begin to act more aggressive towards Magneto.
But they didn't like that she had girl in her name and she was a woman. So they just used her real name. But technically, her superhero name is Marvel Girl. Jean Grey. She runs around half naked. She can move things with her mind.
Yes. Something's
Imagine some lady running around half naked, moving stuff all over the place by thinking about it. I don't get it. Could be bad. Could be bad.
Scott being able to control powers, like if everything popping off left and right, that's none of things make sense at all when it comes to us being humans. Now, he does feel everything was now have bandit wanting to fight against
Why can't I climb this fucking thing? Okay, because they're making me fight a monster.
once the battle does stop, then have Magneto say, anything I want is to get this because I feel like there's something going on. And so for now, you're going to have moving and also a chance to figure out what
I think you could take on a ghost.
Yes. Now, to Joseph Magneto here, he does what is that linguistic information about Jean Grey into the computer to hopefully locate her. And so once he does that, he does locate Jean Grey nearby.
Jean Grey.
So with him doing that, you now have, and also Gambit kind of realize that maybe, just maybe, Magneto is onto something. And a matter of fact, as we do switch over to Jean Grey, we see that Jean Grey is currently a prisoner on the psychic plane. And right now, we see her trying to find a way out of this prison that the mind has been locked away in. But apparently somebody is not really trying to let her go. But getting back over to Magneto and Gambit and also Rogue, they do arrive at this grocery store. It's called...
I only watch like movie recaps, like Japanese anime storylines. Like, did you ever look at that One Piece video? If you're on YouTube, I dare you to type this in: Life of Luffy, Luffy, Life of Luffy, and then go to the longest video that pops up. That's one of the best videos on YouTube. I'm surprised they didn't take it down. They're probably gonna. They're gonna take it down, man. Don't let them take it down. You gotta do something.
Now, you do have our heroes realize that she is completely unconscious, but you did have our heroes be confronted by the manager of the store. But at the same time, like the employees earlier, this manager is also being mind controlled by somebody else. And so you do have to
beware. Wolves.
it ended so that he's able to have a one-on-one conversation with Magneto.
I
And so when
can't
it comes to
worry.
Jean Grey, we are kind of getting this flashback. Now, with this flashback, we're kind of told like how Jean Grey got captured. And when it comes to Jean Grey, she got captured because she was now watching out for her surroundings. And also, so you get to one of the mysterious characters who could change someone else's mind and kind of use that person to walk behind Jean Grey.
We gotta find the things that make it so the girl can't pop out. If something's stopping the girl from popping out. There it is. There's a stupid whore popping out.
And that would be Game Master. Now, when it comes to Game Master, he's a character we have talked about a lot in the past in our coverage.
I don't see the damn
thing.
thing.
Game Master, he was one of the leaders of the Upstart organization. The Upstart organization was a group of people who played the
Nobody can see it.
killing off other mutants as a way to receive points.
Am I supposed to go down here?
Game Master, he loves the idea of playing games. It's the name Game Master, but also the fact that by this point in Marvel Comics,
Ain't shit down
he was
here.
kind of tired of the idea of playing games that involved death and deception. And so what he wanted to do was play a new type
Going the wrong way.
The X-Men are perfect for a new type of game. And the reason why, because X-Men are always out there just risking their lives for both humans and mutants, but never ever doing anything in return.
Hang on, you see anything?
That would be a good idea of it.
What's that?
See, what would the X-Men be like if they were finally human and getting paid in return for what they have done for the Earth? Now, if you're doing that, you also have Magneto bring up a good question. Why get rid of Jean Grey?
It's like she can never transform. Because there's something blocking her. And I gotta find it and stop it. But nobody can find it. Nobody knows where or what it is. There it is, right there. I don't know how you didn't find that. But there you go. Now she can kick the doors down using her Dragon Ball Z power. Watch. Dragon Ball Z. Boom. Door open. Dragon Ball.
Game Master truly is because he was able to Cyclops powers in check.
As soon as I get in here, I need to take a hit of my marijuana, maybe.
As well, because earlier we saw Rogue being
Guess we're not going that way.
There should be a way up here.
realizing that Game Master is truly a powerful person. We also have Game Master tell us that when it comes to the legacy virus, the idea of these being able to find a cure, that was also a lie.
Something's crawling on my foot, man. That ain't good.
And so for Magneto, he's realizing everything he saw was a flat out.
Why'd you kill Ozzy Osbourne?
Psychic, but you also have
See what you get? You sent bad thoughts at Ozzy Osbourne, probably. You didn't kill Ozzy Osbourne, did you? I don't care if you, did you, well, you killed Ozzy Osbourne? Who killed Ozzy Osbourne? Who killed Ozzy Osbourne? That's the mystery.
But also, look at what my powers can possibly stop. The idea of mutants across the world being targeted.
I think his own children killed him.
Come out, come out.
For us, if they is the God of work with me. And we also want to the reason why Game Master was not only able to like get Magneto on his side is because
Yes. In this book, you'll find the ritual of the Lesser Palingenesis.
The haunting of Caleb Watson comes full circle. He doesn't speak well of his dad.
Did he seek power? Was he hoping to step out of his father's shadow?
If he did, he went the wrong way about it.
More ghost wards. Someone was being extra careful.
Gray. And so with Jean Grey now being free, it allows her the ability to fight against Game Master. Now, this battle is not no long drawn out battle because you do have Game Master being able to escape very easily. But with him being gone, everything should go back to normal. Now, it's also Jean Grey.
Looks like Lammy was trying his hand at translating the ritual into common English.
This is poor work, as we suspected. No wonder the ritual he spawned for Caleb from those botched words of power went wrong.
We need to get to the top floor. Bet we'll find something.
They discovered that he's not there at all. That apparently kind of that piece of information in his mind to allow Jimmy to find his kind of trigger possibly. But they do arrive to address to the girlfriend's base in reporter. Kind of tells her how like this way it was.
What are you watching? Bigfoot documentaries? Harry and the Hendersons? Well, I watched Harry and the Hendersons. That's got the Bigfoot in it, Harry and the Hendersons. Because the Bigfoot's name was Harry. And he and the Hendersons found him. Say that again? I never heard of that.
Okay, so it has been a while since we last sat down.
That's a movie?
Because we had a lot going on when it came to our couples.
Holy crap.
We had Age of Apocalypse, X-Men, Age, like, a lot of different things on. Now I'm going to dive back into comics. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to cover at least 3 issues in years. Place issue number 44. In issue, we already had a cover. In that issue, we had Canada and X-Force.
It's probably on Tubi. Probably got like there's a whole like hold on, I'm chewing. There's about 20 or 30 movies like that on Tubi for free. That's where I might have seen it at, but didn't remember the name. There's a movie called Camel Spiders. Camel Spiders on Tubi. But Tubi's free on the PlayStation though.
That book. Again.
The Agrippa. That's not good. Not good at all.
What level of
Okay.
not good are we talking about exactly?
This book
I see
promises
I watch the
eternal
free
life.
movies sometimes on YouTube too.
Let's hope it hasn't been
But like
used.
like for example, this movie's called Feast, Feast, but you have to type full horror. Feast, full horror film. 4 words. That movie is terrifying.
Just a lift. Why is this mechanism so complex?
Well, Ben Affleck and the guy who played Freddy Krueger, they put up the money to make the movie.
More magic mockery. Not necromancy, though.
So the guy who played Batman and the guy who played Freddy Krueger, they put up the money to make Feast. Full horror film. Check out the first 5 minutes of that if you get the chance. You probably have to cover your eyes with the bedsheet.
He tried to hide his presence from something dangerous. Something related to the Agrippa.
The lift should work now.
Feast is how you spell it. Full horror film.
All this is more serious
And one of my favorite movies on Tubi, though, is the Justice League,
underground.
We'll be careful. We
where it got Cyborg in it and the
and the
Flash.
signs are not encouraging.
For Siren, it was kind of like, she might like more passionately who knows, but either way, it does show that he is very concerned. Now, luckily for
I need a second.
Now, the pack rat is the aircraft they basically use as a way to travel across the world. The problem is that it's technically buried underneath a bunch of debris. Now, luckily for our heroes, Cable brought in some backup. Now, at first, we see how...
So I'm going to close my screen. That way it don't use up the internet. And if you're ever curious about this game, you can always just click on my profile and go to shared. Cause I'm on YouTube right now, but I'm just got the game on pause. I'm trying to do something at home. I need to get a drink and check my phone. I might have to go smoke a cigarette. The viewers are supposed to buy me cigarettes to keep me playing the game.
Part of his powers to keep the virus at bay, but also use his powers in different types of ways in the world around him. And so right now it's him trying to use his powers with Jean Grey to clear all debris off the aircraft. The problem is that he pushed himself to his limit. And so unfortunately, he does pass out. Now, for X-Force, they do share their concern with the idea of their team leader being down. Now, for Jean Grey, she was able to talk to Cable with her mind to wake him back up because with them being knocked out, the techno-organic virus was beginning to take over his body. And so when he does wake up, he goes right back into that leader role. So you know what, guys? I'm okay. Get to work. Let's get that aircraft back up in the air. Now, this is Jean Grey kind of realizing that for Cable, there's something going on with them. And technically, she's right because he's very concerned about so many different things. You got Domino, the woman he loves, X-Force, the team he loves, but also his son Tyler out there being a bad guy, trying to replace Apocalypse in the world. And so for Cable, there's so many things going on in this world. He has no idea how he can be able to handle all of these different situations. Now, while you have X-Force trying to get the aircraft in the air, you do have somebody call out to Cable with his telepathic ability. And so for Cable, he realized he was calling out to him.
Cable from Deadpool Part 2, the movie.
Now, Blacksmith is a character that we had actually talked about in an earlier storyline we covered called X-Men Phoenix. Now,
Yet type MCU, them three letters, MCU timeline. And they go to the 8-hour video. That's like watching 26 movies and 13 TV shows in 9 hours. We have to guide the chosen one.
You know, who gets like it underground? The darkness, the gloom, the cool air. Really? No.
Time to guide the chosen.
Not at all.
did that
Another
over
solo
the years.
uses a
You
gun.
had these non-fighter that help out people in different types of ways. Unfortunately, they kind of failed multiple times. Now, there was another storyline where you had Cyclops and Jade Grey Souls go into the far future to kind of help raise Cable to a certain age. Now, there is a point in time where you had Cable in that far future and he had met Blacksmith. Now, we have not technically talked about that storyline just yet. We're going to do it very soon on the channel, but for right now, just know that there was a point in the far future where you had Cable meet Blacksmith. Now, when we had met Blacksmith, he was a young boy who was with Rachel Summers. And all of that being said, in that far future, at first, it seemed like he was not a mutant. They gave him the tech and said, you know what, you're not a mutant, but technically he is one because he has psychic abilities. But even that over the years, they believed that he was kind of with a bond with one another. But even they won't dare to believe back in time to now for Blacksmith, his from Cable, and honestly, it's kind of messed up, but at the same time, he has to protect the future. Now I'll explain more in the later video when it comes to Cable. But now the notion that Blacksmith and Cable, they are very close to one another. So you kind of see that for Cable, he's very concerned about what's going on with Blacksmith because Blacksmith called out to Cable asking for help. And so you had Dahlia, Caliban, and Cable head over to where Blacksmith is stationed at some kind of old ship out the middle of nowhere. Now, for Cable, most of his team arrive on that ship. Unfortunately, they have to go through different types of travel.
I'm looking for something, but I can't find it. Trying to run around like a madman looking for it.
Now, what you do have our heroes.
I'm a madman. I'm running around. What do you think I'm gonna do? You know? I said, they said, what are you doing? And he said, I don't know, I'm a madman. I'm running around. You don't know till I stop. Until I figure it out. There's supposed to be like some kind of fucking thing I'm supposed to like hurt or fight or something.
Time to release me.
Yeah, there it is. I had it hiding up on the roof. Yeah, this thing I could chop down easy. Yeah, that kills all the monsters at once.
You'd miss it. And no you would.
Finger bang.
Over here.
I call that finger bang, back and
Did
forth or
I notice them
whatever.
again? Different symbols and magic. Seems they were used as bait. Is this how we got through the Sorrow's vigilance?
The idea that possibly
Need a finger bang.
Blacksmith had done something to
A finger blast.
The question is right now, what?
DJ finger blast.
There we are.
I suppose now we step into the void.
The guy's name is DJ Finger Blast. Because it shoots the laser beams. Time for a ritual, goddammit.
And the reason why, because they're kind of concerned about the idea of the legacy virus information being out there to the public. Because remember, for the for the American government, their main goal is kind of keep the whole legacy virus hush-hush. But now the entire public knows about the legacy virus. And the question is right now, how in the world did that information get leaked out? And so for Norman Taggart, she feels like the leak came from her lab. But the problem is right now, apparently, there's something else tied into the whole leak that could affect Cable down the road. And the question is right now, what other information out there now that could possibly affect Cable down the road? Now, like I said at the very beginning of this video, Cable 21 took place before X-Force 44. But issue number 22 and 23 does take place after issue number 44 for X-Force because we do pick up at the airport. Now, I should tell you guys right now, the entire issue of 22 does take place at the airport in New York, but really on a plane towards New York, we do pick up with a character known as Renee Maj, and I really hope I pronounced that last name correctly. Now, for Renee, we met her in the earlier parts of our coverage over the
That
X-Men.
just makes them
She was
human.
the minor character back then because the whole thing was when it came to Genosha, after you had the original government lead, you had a new one try to step in. She was trying her best to kind of help with the new government, especially when it came to fighting against Baby and Cortez. Now, with all that being said, we currently see her trying to sneak into the U.S. so that she'll be able to meet up with Charles Xavier, which also means she snuck out of Genosha. And you see what I mean later on in this issue right here while saying she snuck out of Genosha. But on her way over to New York, we see her kind of freaking out because she's kind of wondering, will she be able to enter the U.S. with a fake passport? But while her flight on the way over to New York, you see Cable and Domino arrive at the airport. Now, they're not really there for Renee at all. They're there for a different reason. But like I said, this entire issue kind of focusing on the airport. So they have to bring in Cable and also Domino into the airport for another reason. And that reason is Ranger. House of Ranger is part of so many different teams that came to X-Men comics. Mutants, X-Force. There was another team, I think, but I forgot what team name was. But either way, when it comes to Richter, by this point in Marvel Comics,
I'm right here.
enough is enough. I'm tired of being an X-Men character. Let me just go ahead and go back home to my family. So you have Richter and also Shadow. Now, Shadow, not also saying goodbye to Richter because Richter and him are best friends. Now, for Shatterstar, it's also done right to convince Richter not at all seeking the rest of X-Force. But unfortunately, Richter does not want to. Now, for Renee, as she arrives into New York, it looks like everything is out for her. As she tries to go inside the airport, we do see that, well, you have two people who are also from Genosha who are trying to follow her at the moment. And so, for Renee, her main goal right now is to ultimately T1, and she has no idea that technically she's being followed by two people from Genosha who plans to bring her back over to the country. But switching back over to Richter and also Shatterstar, when they do arrive at the gate for Richter's flight, they're confronted by Cable and Domino. You see, for Domino, she wanted to bring Cable here to give Richter a proper goodbye, but to also build the bond between these two characters. You see, for Richter, for a good while in Marvel Comics, the dude did not like Cable. And the reason why, because he believed that Cable had killed off his father. But in reality, Cable was actually innocent. It was Strife, the clone of Cable, who had killed off the father of Richter. Now, once you have learned the actual truth, everything kind of worked out between the two characters. They're kind of building that bond. And so it's Cable saying, like, hey, man, listen, I don't want you to X-Force, but I understand he's a time.
This one's different. Looks like it died
And
diseased.
while you're gone, you find who you're actually. And so it's Cable and Richter saying goodbye with the possibility of Richter returning to X-Force alongside with the rest of the
Maybe I should save some more.
So we now have Cable, Domino, and Shatterstar at the airport watching Richter fly away.
This is some dark, sideways man.
It's forbidden. I've read it.
Sometimes I worry about you.
Why? Because they were out there protesting. Because they hated the idea of
What is this thing?
Banisher rule number 4.
If it oozes, don't touch it. Another Boston experiment?
It may be heated to the void.
Amount of cases in Genosha. Now, at first, everything was kept hush-hush. But again, thanks to Trish Tillman, everything came out to the public. And so when the people of America are freaking out right now,
You can
because now
see
they know of the
aren't you full of
possibility of
surprises,
the virus
Master Haskell?
You Rita, a Banisher girl, amazing.
now,
How on God's earth did you find me? Never mind that. Thank the Lord you did. Thought I was going to grow old in here.
And so now those people are no longer just peacefully protesting. They're now beginning
As
to
hiding
rise.
places go, the void
That
is
kind of
quite the choice.
rest of issue number
Yes, an amazing place. Or place? World? The Arrow is not easily described, but it makes a fascinating study. Tell me, how did you get past the Guardian beneath the mill? Did you use a decoy?
We fought it. Don't change the subject.
You fought? Of course you did. A good thing too. I was starting to think it was wise to be tricks. Oh, but I have so many questions.
This isn't a social call, kid. And we're the ones with the questions.
Oh. Oh. Of course.
From the looks of this place, you're knee-deep in research. What are you doing here exactly?
Searching for the origin of the Harrow's plague, of course. And I have a theory on the subject.
Of course you do. Go on then.
Now at first I believed the water poisoned, but my father sealed the well, and yet folk remained sick. They looked for witchcraft, a foolish, uneducated suspicion, yes, but with some truth concealed behind it. You see, the Arrowloom taints New Eden. Its influence leaches into the Harrows. The evidence is everywhere.
By the Arrowloom, do you mean the Void?
Neither name does it justice. This place is beyond words. The Arrowloom, Mr. McCrae, is made...
So we're fighting against some evil Harry Potter guy who's related to the governor of the town. Related to the town's governor. We're gonna stab him in his chest.
How can you be sure the Void has tainted the region?
In New Eden, the threshold between our plane and this is thin. Even I, a novice, may reach the frontier and then go beyond. I also believe it happened before. Some years ago, New Eden was hit by another epidemic.
Was it the same illness?
I believe that first epidemic was caused by the porosity of the frontier between New Eden and the Arrow. Although, where theirs was an affliction of burning flesh, ours is a corruption of mind and spirit. And I believe I have found its source. There is a substance, a strange ooze. You may have noticed it. This, I believe, is the true source of the Harrow's poison. It carries a particular stink, on the scent of which I experience first confusion, then a loss of control over my limbs.
What do you expect to find at the source of the ooze?
To find a cure. The ooze seeps into our world, sickening us. I may be able to stop it. Unfortunately, I cannot reach the source. The Arrowloom is a formidable place. Tricky. A maze constantly evolving, changing, reshaping itself. The isthmus, for example. I found an oozing crack in the ground. The terrain then remade itself, and I can get to it no longer.
Perhaps we might be able to find a way through and take a look at that source.
Would you?
You see ghosts. You stroll the void as if it were your garden. You possess and share forbidden rituals. Who are you really?
I'm Lammy Haskell, and I am a man of many sciences. I am in fact a true pursuer.
That raises more questions than it answers.
What are the pillars of the universe? Which principles underpin existence? As occultists, do we change the world or scratch upon its surface? Each discipline I embrace peels back a new layer of reality. I'm yet at the beginning, and see where I already stand. Amazing, no?
You did not find the void breach beneath the mill by accident. You had help. Who taught you?
I did my research.
Suddenly, you're a man of few words.
I'd rather not involve those not present. Discretion, you understand.
Your father is convinced a witch poisoned his well. Caleb Watson was cursed by a ritual you gave him. I'd focus if I were you.
We must counter the devil with knowledge of his tricks. That, my father always said, is the purest of God's work.
Aye. I can imagine your father saying that.
When I was 10, he gave me my initiation. Demonology, sir, as he would say. He saw me as his heir. Then, of a sudden, the books were forbidden. So I stole them. The very same books he'd forced upon me as a boy. I understand them where he does not. I did no wrong, apart from a little theft.
You've studied demonology. Did you do it alone?
When my father forbade me to continue, I confess I Those big books were very boring until they were forbidden. Suddenly I could not get in. More recently, a good friend of my father showed me that I had only been scratched.
Who was your father's friend?
An itinerant Frenchman who often visited New Eden in recent years. He called himself a true pursuer. As a thinker, he was prolific and profound. My father was so proud to be included in his discourse. For him...
Let's go take it.
And with that, do we...
The Araloo.
Pardon my morbid enthusiasm, Mistress Duarte, but could I ask you a few questions?
What do you wish to know?
Antea, we should get going. So, the pious governor's unassuming son is our evil Harrow's witch.
The more powerful the loose cannon, the more dangerous it is. I don't know that I buy Lammy's hair of the dog theory, but I feel strange, and I
Oh, God. I need a wee bit of help here. Well, that was not pleasant. Well, not pleasant at all.
Wards. I'm going to need a hand here. I don't think so. A ward restrains me.
Get back up!
that technically she actually has created an outfit out in his life. So you have but after that, she begins to talk to Cable and also relax with the idea of she came here at this point in time to help out a certain person, better known
What
as
about Doctor Strange?
now technically that is
Doctor Strange Part 2.
Look at it, it's like a festering
now
wound.
recognized is
How
actually
delightful.
him. And so it's
Doctor
kind of
Strange
like,
Part
okay,
2 had Wanda the Witch, Scarlet Witch, the Scarlet Harlot.
combine them. Now the battle for Domino
She's a starlet and a harlot.
it gets worse and worse. The reason was because we get to that point where
Let's see what
unfortunately
lies
for
on the other
Domino,
side.
she no longer has a choice. She has to go out because if she doesn't, then most
Void
likely
Breach.
to come after her and kill other people in this area.
I need a short
Before she
break.
pulls that trigger, you have Grizzly
Gotta scratch my butt.
who is currently trying to take over me, who's controlling my mind, and his name is Tyler. Of course, the son of Cable. And so now it shows that it's Tyler trying to mess with Cable any types of ways he can. But unfortunately for Domino, she has to kill off Grizzly to hopefully stop him. But he says, please, please, do not tell Cable that it was his son who basically got me killed. But for Domino, she has to tell Cable because Grizzly is now dead. Now, the rest of issue number 24 is really more of us kind of figuring out what's going on with Jen Scott because, yes, she does time travel, but she has no idea who Cable is. And here's the reason why, because she did not meet Cable yet as an adult. Let me explain. This is a past version of Jen Scott from the future, in an earlier part in the future where she had time travel back in time to find Cable whispering Cable to bring him back into her part of timeline in the far future to save a younger version of Cable who got sick for a big battle against Strife. And so that is why she has no idea who Cable because she never met an adult version. But at the same time, for Nathan, he's like, I don't remember her time traveling at all. And the reason why, because this is a past version of her before they had officially met and got married. But either way, to save his future self, he has to go back into the future to an earlier time when he was young to help his younger self survive so that he'll then be able to take on a battle against Strife. And so he have Cable and his wife teleport into that point in time for our future. But the thing is, they're not able to keep on a time travel because we also pick up with Domino. And with Domino, well, she's also going to talk.
So there's somebody controlling the ooze, and they're using it to poison the town.
And so once he does, he begins to teleport her, most likely.
Proof confirmed. Now we just look at study my special move.
Now for Cable and also Jen Scott, when Cable arrives into the future as he dives into issue number 25, it's really more Cable kind of realizing here he has to be very careful because if he tries to do anything that changes the past, it will change the future dramatically. Which of course, the past, the present day for the X-Men could also be affected as well. And so for Cable, he has to make sure that he does everything he needs to do without trying to change much here in his point in time. Now, while you have the two characters arriving into the future, they kind of realize that, well, they're in the area that belongs to Strife. They have to do their best to get out of this area over to the camp of the sky. Now, while they're trying to do that, Domino also arrives. Now, for Domino, she does learn very quickly here that
Pardon the noise for a minute. But I'm actually listening to that for a second while I do something. I'm taking a break from the game and smoking a cigarette and listening to some comic books. I'm going to get a glass of water.
What Jen Scott looked like. And so right now she's kind of okay, cool. We're in the future. I'm with Cable and some random woman who appears to be very close to Cable. What in the world is going on here? But after a while, she did have Cable call her by her name, Jen Scott. And for Domino, she's like, wait a second, that is your wife. What in the world is going on here? Now, for Cable, he's not really able to explain everything to Domino at the moment. And the reason why, because, well, they're currently in the territory of strife. And for Cable, he has to use his powers to kind of cloak them so they're able to escape this area and get back over the camp that belongs to the Ascani. Now, for Strife, we see him right now at the moment. And matter of fact, he's torturing one of the members of the Ascani, and that would be Tetherblood. Now, here's the thing, because for
He's torturing them. Tetherblood. He's torturing Tetherblood. Might have to rewind all this.
he's sharing most of the information that he knows about a special item that belongs to the Ascani son, of course being Cable, the younger Cable. And so right now we're kind of left to believe that the reason why Cable in this point in time is weak at the moment because of some special green orb. Now, we are going to learn more about this green orb here in a moment, but the thing is, young Cable needs that orb apparently to possibly survive. Now, for Cable and Domino and also Jen Scott, they do arrive at the camp that belongs to the Ascani. Now, once they do arrive, you have Cable kind of tell Domino they have to be careful here because they're now meeting different people who are part of Cable teams over the years. But also, when they look at Cable, they're kind of like, wait a second. You look like an older version of our current leader at the moment, and that will be himself, just a younger version. Now, for Cable and Jen Scott, they go inside the tent to see the younger version of Cable, while you have Domino stay behind to have a conversation with Blacksmith, because she believes Blacksmith at this point in time might know more about why in the world she is here for. Because, yes, Cable makes sense, and so does Jen Scott. But why is Domino here for? And so you have Cable
Taking a 5-minute break. It's only half over.
to actually help out his younger self. And so for him, he said, you know what? Let me go ahead and just enter the mind of my younger self. But that's a problem right there because for young Nathan, as soon as Cable goes into his mind, he thinks it's Strife right now trying to enter the mind of Cable. Oh, by the way, real quickly, I should explain that in this part of the timeline, Apocalypse is no longer around. Instead, you have Strife being that person who had replaced Apocalypse and tried to be the new ruler of the entire world. Anyways, though, as soon as Cable tries to enter the mind of his younger self, you have young Nathan attack Cable. And so Cable said, okay, you know what? I can't do that idea right there. I need to think of a different game plan that's going to help him out. And so for Cable, he said, by this point in time, young Nathan should have a special friend next to him. And so you have Cable reach out to that person. And we kind of find out it is the professor. But the professor was that green container that Strife currently has. Now, just in case we do have anybody just joining our coverage over the X-Men, let me briefly explain who the Professor truly is. So, many years ago, you had a Celestials create this spaceship that had crashed on Earth. Now, the point of the spaceship was to collect data on the Earth. Now, the entire ship was being run by an AI system, better known as the Professor. Now, there was a point in time where you had Apocalypse being able to find a spaceship, and you had Apocalypse being to use the spaceship for his own personal reasons. Now, after a while, many years later, you had X-Factor being able to get rid of Apocalypse and then take over the actual ship. Now, after that, many years later, you did have a ship be turned into an AI system better known as the Professor, who came very close to Cable. Matter of fact, they were connected to one another. Now, there are a few more missing pieces in that storyline, but that's the whole brief idea about the Professor. So by this point, the Professor should be part of Cable or young Nathan. The problem is right now that AI system is now getting
What was
right. Now for Domino, she's still pushing Black.
Oh, shite.
Did you did you just say shite? You
So Fresh Comic Stories, they just made a half-hour video talking about all the superheroes being reborn in another universe. It says Heroes Reborn, The Return, when they came back to Earth. I used to have that comic book. It got burned in a fire. Yeah, most decent comic books are like $5 plus $5 shipping. So it's like $10, but it's like say you just wanted we'll use Daredevil as an example. Say you wanted a Daredevil comic book from the year 1989. You could probably get the book for $5, but it'll cost $5 to have it shipped. But it's $5 to have a bunch of books shipped. You get what I mean? You could buy 5 books and it still costs $5 to have it shipped. You just chose to buy one. You get what I mean? The post office will mail 10 of them for $5. You just only wanted one. I used to buy a comic book every week. That's $10. I used to buy a new comic book every week, but I used to buy old books. I didn't want it unless it was from before I was born. I only cared about the books from the 60s and the 70s. So I'd buy another one each week. Then the books from the 1990s, I only wanted to buy the ones. So you don't have access to a search engine or something. You go to eBay and you type in foil, comic books, foil, search. And you want to buy them ones that are in the $5 range. I used to have like 6 gigantic long rectangle boxes. They're rectangular, the boxes. I had like 6 of them, plus a bookshelf of all comic books. Now only half of one of the 6 boxes exists. I lost the whole bookshelf in 5.5 boxes. Because I had half of the comics in one of the boxes in a different spot. You know, the comic books I was trying to read or whatever, I had them in a different spot, half of one of the boxes. So all the good comic books I lost. All the comic books, you must have never seen my videos. I made about 20, 30 videos where I just have comic books in the videos. I lost most of those. You should check out some of my comic book videos.
No wonder they all got sick.
Now, but as more of our storyline, that choice is very important when it comes to our heroes coming back into the main bond of the universe. It is also very tight into
When I get some money again, what I was going to do is buy a box of Magic the Gathering cards and some cases and stuff to put them in. I need a cheap. I got a bunch of pages to put cards in. I just need some plastic cases and a binder, cheap binder. And then I wanted to buy some comic books, but since I don't have many, I'm not going to buy just one. I'm going to buy like a used collection. You know, somebody will be selling like 100 books for like $60 or something. And I'll just buy the whole collection. Then if I wanted to, I could put the books in cases and then post the books wherever someone's and sell them to somebody else. Keep them as a collection or give them away. Or take pictures of them or make videos out of them. You should look up the Savage Avengers. That had Venom and Conan the Barbarian teaming up with each other. I had the first 3 issues of that. The Savage Avengers. All these comic books are on YouTube. You do know who Venom is, right? Me too. I was there when they invented him. I'm from before there was a Venom. Back when I read comic books, Venom didn't even exist. The only thing they had, Spider-Man had a black outfit. You know, Spider-Man went and fought a war on another planet with the other superheroes. And then he found a little thing that was like liquid, and it was a costume for him. It was supposed to be alien technology. Nobody knew it was alive or whatever. The little costume looked like ink, and the ink could cover him.
Look up. The ooze, oozed through the very...
And of all of them, just this one house fell down.
Maybe it was personal.
Could this house have been targeted by the ooze?
Obviously. Look around you.
This house belonged to a certain Antipas and Clemency Gibbs.
Mr. and Mrs. Gibbs, have you read my paper?
I read it, aye. And then I washed my hands and prayed for grace. You claim to prove that there is no curse. Well,
A witch would say that, wouldn't she?
Wherever people gather to live, disease takes hold, and I believe... What are you doing?
your evil lies shall be destroyed. We know who you are, and you shall be judged. Witch!
They were determined to do for her. She built a case for her rationality, and they tore it apart.
We didn't have Franklin for to ride the ship. Now, for mandate, it wants to protect Franklin. Right? It's also on fire as well, but
Heads up!
she would be there to make home was talking to Franklin. Yeah, because that's trying to have much together.
I felt it too.
Way for Susan, she begins to cry out of nowhere, and it's not like
Mrs. Gibbs, I presume.
something about her is happening. And the idea that our reality is about to change forever. Because
Reality is about to change forever. It's the edge of eternity. Magic the Gathering.
Everything to Franklin, like, hey, listen, I'm a Celestial. I'm a very powerful being. Me and my fellow Celestials get experiments here on
Magic the Gathering.
A creature being that has the ability to work reality and to create.
What are we supposed to do?
It's pretty cool, but it's also her saying, like, let me show you what it is.
What am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do here?
Reality. And with her doing that, it's more of her saying, like, look at what you created.
Look at what I've created. What do I do?
Reality. It's also her saying, like, but it has to go. Like,
Examine the clemency's belonging. What the fuck is that?
That you had created. And so for Franklin, that right there for young woman is a great thing to ask. Like, you're acting inside this world.
Oh, I could jump down the little ledge. I'm a ledge jumper. I'm a ledge jumper. I'm jumping ledges.
What do they want?
I'll jump off the ledge.
Red, something is keeping me from manifesting.
Time to jump off the ledge. I'm a ledge jumper.
They were also able to get like small glimpses of their actual past over in the main Marvel universe. And so for
Jump off the ledge.
kind of like I was in this part of negative zone where I saw myself a different
The negative
version of
zone.
myself that was able to have kids and he had a son.
Sorry,
Great.
not this time.
Somebody.
Right now that she's currently seeing. And so, of course, she begins to freak out. But now we have to switch over to Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Is really more of Doctor Strange.
I wouldn't want him to operate on me.
See a ghost lord.
He got Strange in his name. I ain't operating, you know.
Spectre heading for that corpse. I can't help you.
I'm dying.
That was not the case. Now, at first, we would not have actually believed that it was for the main problem. But it took me now,
Once more.
Doctor Strange.
I blew his face off.
He wasn't really able at first to transport the God into a reality. Next way it was he created copies of Loki that were in that reality. And so for this Loki at first, he still somewhat believes that he is the real Loki. When you have Doctor Strange tell him like they were not the real Loki. But while you do have the two characters talking to one another, well, that is when Loki freaks out and responds to something it's coming after Loki in his reality. And that would be a cheaper. And the reason why she's here right now about fake Loki is because this fake Loki was, of course, being the god of mischief, he had his own plans. And of course, those plans all.
I'm lost again, goddammit. Have you ever been lost? You know how it feels?
I can't
Oh
help
my
you.
god. Yeah. Shoot that fucking thing. Now we can teleport like we're supposed to.
None of them remember who Franklin is because they were given new lives in this brand new reality that they gave received. She's someone does. She saw out in the negative zone. She saw that other version of herself.
Expected no less.
Franklin tried his best to explain everything to different tasks. It's pronounced celestials and so like that.
I can help.
Spider-Man now for Spider-Man, technically going to use as a way to bring the whole back into the picture. Ultimately, I have to come across the nation.
Oh, he's got me.
He's popping up left and right across the nation.
Time to fire the gun. Blow his face off. No ski mask, I'll blow their face off. My heat will blast, I'll blow their face off. Blow their face off. Oh my god, he punched me in the mouth.
Someone didn't stay dead.
Blew his face off.
Stepping in, but also the Thunderbolts. Now, the Thunderbolts were created as a way to kind of,
Clements and Gibbs blame the epidemic on a witch. Come from the real time of the government.
That's not what the woman they accused was saying.
Well, Gibbs will know the whole rational
some type of
explanation.
energy here at the moment. And while you have a hook just popping off in the main Marvel universe, over in the Hero Reborn reality, the Hulk is once again going on victory. They have the door trying to
Adobo! I'm changing my name to Adobo, like the spice. All I eat is adobo. Goya. Goya. If it ain't Goya, it ain't no good. No Goya, no good. Lost again. So all I have to do is run around lost until I find the right way. Yeah, I have to summon the horn. Man, the whore could teleport. That's one teleporting whore.
Either the water table is full of ooze, or the
Yeah,
water's
how
source.
whore you?
Let's set a job straight.
Ghostbuster. I beat both the Ghostbusters games on the PlayStation.
Well, Lucy,
I had the disc of one of them. It was burned in a fire. I got the digital of Spirits Within, or Unleashed, or whatever it is. I played that game for a bunch of hours, Spirits Unleashed, till I gave up on it. I don't play it much no more, but they got all the cool ghosts in it, though. You could play as the pumpkin ghost. I got the rarest Slimer skin in the game. You can't buy that Slimer skin that I got on my account.
Take care. The place is warded.
were those echoes we're hearing or the shadows speaking?
They always appear near the ooze.
So the whispers.
But which came first?
Galactus. Galactus.
You need to see this.
Galactus. It's a dude in a hat made out of slime. I'm gonna take a shot at him. Oh, it won't let me shoot that son of a bitch. Find the source. Find the source. Let's get to the source. Time for the source.
A ward restrains me.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I said I don't get it. So that's stupid bitch. Oh, what the hell? Won't let me shoot the fucking thing. Yeah, I better be able to shoot it now. Good, because I'll break the controller and buy another one and sell them at my job.
I love doing that.
Franklin Richards. Oh, something bit me. I've been bitten. We all got bit. Everybody got bit. Get bit. They should make a t-shirt that says get bit. Like G-I-T-B-I-T, get bit. Or whatever. Show a zombie on it. Zombies on the shirt that says get bit. I don't know where the fuck to go. It said find the source of the ooze. It looks like he's the source. That cocksucker. I'm going this way. I don't care anymore. forcing me to go where I said I was lost at. Humongous fungus. Bruce Banner. Bruce the Bandman. Find the source of the ooze. How do I do that? How? 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 God damn it. Find the source. What source? What source? Maybe I went the wrong way. Let's see what's up here. I don't think this is the way. That whore better teleport himself. Stupid ass bitch. That's one hoary dyke. Where the fuck do we go? Aha. Yes, motherfucker. I knew there had to be a reason they sent us up there. They wanted us to snipe some shit off in the distance.
The whispers say the same things over and over.
What kind of entity would be so obsessed?
I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Probably gonna have to fight a big ass boss.
Spectre heading for that corpse.
But this is Spectral Ravens.
Reinforcements!
She killed all of them with one hit.
This looks perfectly drinkable.
Famous last words.
Why hasn't the poison spread to the groundwater?
Perhaps it shifts and shapes, like the void. Well, at the very least, it shifts. Looks like the ooze comes from a distinct source. This whole country is rotten to the core.
And you're just now reaching this conclusion?
If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you.
Perhaps if you gave me the space to have one, then we'd both be better off. Someone came through here, someone real, not just a shadow. Whoever it was, looks like the ooze got him. What do you think, Antea?
You wanted the space to have your own opinion. I'm giving it to you.
This must be Antipas Gibbs. Hell of a fall to live through. Join in any time, Antea.
What do you think I'm doing?
Corn-fed Colossus. They're feeding the Colossus the corn. Corn fed, corn fed. Come here, corn fed. I'm naming my dog corn
This is
corn
God's
fed.
land. How could we let a
Corn,
witch
he
come
eats the
to our
corn over there.
community?
Corn
It's
fed,
not
hey,
in
corn
our children,
fed.
no less.
'Tis no surprise. New Eden brims over with backsliders. The governor, chief amongst them.
Aye, many had to sicken and die for him to act. But the deed is not yet done.
We must fight the Lord's good fight and cast the devil out for good. Many want to try the witch, aye, and many want to see her dead.
No, because again, the Celestials said Franklin has to choose one of the worlds. So
Think you
this
could
is what
take on
he
a
to
ghost?
get rid of, which means that if you guys try to back out of your word, then that means both worlds are going to be destroyed. Now, I've also heard in one of the heroes that she right after you arrive at the end of the main Marvel universe. Because you do have all the heroes come together, and they all have different personalities, but all has the ideas will survive for she does change her mind. At the same time, she right that makes her change her mind. Yeah, it's not here. She's trying to do she can gradually on like to be and support she now like letting this world where it's going to start. And for Tony, he
Or
has to
back
say
in
goodbye
liquefy.
to Pepper Potts because
This is
in
something
his
else.
Pepper
reality,
The
Potts.
this
Ood,
was
the
not the
Gibbs were so
original
angry.
Pepper. It
She's
technically
not the
Pure
original Pepper.
because
Maybe
again,
they're
she was
affected by
not
the
there
ooze.
when it came to the
She
battle
was
against
not there
Onslaught.
when
It
they
was
fought
Franklin who
Onslaught.
had created her just for this
This time
reality. And so
this is it.
for Tony, it's
This
him
is the
saying
source.
goodbye, but also him
If we
saying
get
like,
to
I love you, but I gotta go. And so this leads into the moment where you do have our heroes begin to make their journey back over to the main arc. And we do learn
if you
that
need a
every
breather,
travel
There's a place to sleep at, so we must have to fight.
reason why, because there are actual borders, the end of the negative zone. The end borders of the zone is where Franklin imagination ends. And so once they're able to pass those borders, they'll then be able to go
Camel
back into
spiders.
the main Marvel universe. Now, for Ashima, she does leave. As a matter of fact, she does get rid of her human form. But while she's leaving, for our heroes, they believe that they're going to make it back there, and everything right now is going very smooth. Except that is when Doctor Doom does, well, Doctor Doom things. Because for Doctor Doom, what he wanted to do was siphon off the energy of Franklin Richards. And the reason why, because then you can use that energy to become a god, to rule over the Heroes Reborn world, but to also go after the Celestials as well. Because he believes with Franklin powers in his, he should be able to bring down the Celestials if he's able to
Them take some time to look at their weapons and items. That one has 20 as its power, that one has 23 as its power. That one has strength, that one has willpower.
But this does kind of lead into the ending of Heroes Reborn Return, because once you do have our heroes being able to get back to their reality, you did have our heroes being able to remember everything that they had forgotten about when they left the original Marvel universe. Now, for our heroes, they will kind of end up in different parts of the world. Like, for example, I think Steve Rogers does end up in Tokyo or somewhere in Japan. But while you do have Bruce Banner
Okay, I see it on the right side of the screen.
alongside with the Hulk, you do have the two characters.
I gotta eat some dry cereal since none of the viewers will ever donate to my PayPal.
Basically being able to save both realities. She's able to turn into her original celestial form. But unfortunately, she's now
Let's take some time to study this stuff.
Marvel universe. Now, I'm kind of thinking about the idea of us kind of covering some stories that took place after Heroes Reborn, kind of see how the heroes try to adjust to the idea of coming back into the main Marvel universe. But with that being said, guys, please give me a like down below and subscribe. See you next time, guys. Later. Camelot Falls. It opens up with telling us where subjects of the team has been at.
Alrighty, guys, we just aren't stopping today. We have another
Magic the Gathering.
Spider-Man reveals today. I am incredibly excited about this. We've done previously 2 videos already so far. One, they revealed a new Spider-Man saga. We did a video on that. Then they revealed some new Spider-Man cards, legendaries from the main sets and everything. We talked about those briefly. And now we have all of the new welcome decks. I guess they wanted to get ahead and announce all the cards that were in these prior to them being available, because if you go to San Diego Comic-Con, you can get your hands on one of these. So there is heaps of new cards within each of these. It's actually mostly new cards, which is really great. And so these welcome decks you get if you go to your LGS, take part in the new player experience. You're going to be able to get a hand of each of these, one of them, and then it's going to contain whichever one's on the front and then one other random one. So say you get the Spider-Man one here, you'll get a white pack of, I believe it's 30 cards, and then you'll get a nub. It's going to be like that kind of, beginner level-ish. Because the amateur, you only need to get 2 of these in this. It has whenever this creature enters, you gain 2 life. I can't remember exactly what the character's name is, but this is another comic book character, which is one thing that I find very interesting about these, is that they use characters like this, but then they give them a generic name, they're not legendaries and everything. We've got the Wild Pack squad, so this is Silver Sable's squad there. At the beginning of combat, on your turn, up to 1 target creature gains first strike.
So now they're coming out with Spider-Man Magic the Gathering. Like every other set is like a crossover. So they'll do a regular Magic the Gathering set, and then they'll do like a special set. So they had Doctor Who, Warhammer, Fallout, all Magic the Gathering cards. Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering cards are the most expensive ones.
Put it on top. We've got the Starling Aerial Ally, and I'm actually surprised that Starling shows up in this one instead of the Miles one, but I guess she's flying. So she has flying. When she enters, another target creature you control gains flying until end of turn. MJ Rising Star, so she has vigilance, and whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on MJ. Spider-Man Web Slinger, so this one here shows the common and within the main set as well. So web slinging blue, web slinging white. So we talked about web slinging in the previous video, but it is whenever you cast this spell for blue, if you also you can cast. Well, I keep saying blue. You may cast this spell for white if you also return a tapped creature you control to its owner's hand. So it's like Prowl and stuff. You return a creature to your hand. To be able to cast it instead of like box. We've got daily bugle reporters. When this enters, choose one. Prowl and stuff. You return a creature. Creature to your hand. Instead of like box. We've got daily bugles and fours. when this enters, choose one. Either put a +1/+1 counter on up to each of up to 2 target creatures you control. Oh, sorry, it's just 2 target creatures. They can technically buff in a bonus creature with that. Or return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. Selfless Police Captain. So this is another example of that. This is George Stacy, Gwen Stacy's dad. But they didn't make him, George Stacy. They just made him Selfless Police Captain. So he has, when this creature enters, put a +1 counter on it. Then whenever this creature leaves the battlefield, put its +1 counter onto target creature
Something
control.
tells me this is the
To buff
condemned
up
world.
something else, I guess.
Do you think you
And then
could get
finally we've got Aunt May here. Whenever another creature
Aunt May.
enters, you gain 1 life. If it's a spot.
Gotta take a screenshot of Aunt May. Whenever another creature you control gains a life, if it's a spider, it gets 2 points of strength. So anytime you cast a creature while Aunt May's there, you get a life every time. But if it's a spider you cast it gets a point of strength. Interesting. You just put all the spider cards in any card that says spider.
Spider, put a +1 counter on it. +1/+1 counter on it.
that bucket down?
Got Thwip, so you get 2 of this
bucket
Thwips.
is
Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. And then if it's a spider, you gain 2 lives. So obviously themed around kind of buffing up the Spider-Man there. Spectacular Tactics. I love how this has Miles and Jessica Drew on it. And Jessica Drew's weird. She's technically not meant to be a part, or she wasn't really a part of the Spider-Verse kind of stuff. She's obviously in the Spider-Verse cartoons, but her powers were kind of separate to that, and she's kind of being dragged a little bit more into the Spider-Verse stuff now. Put a +1 counter on target creature you control. It gets hexproof until end of turn, or destroy target creature. Now, great stuff.
A vivid memory from the dead is somewhere near.
And a bonus from the Legions, you get 2 bonuses to the deck. And then Amazing Alliance. This is clearly themed around the beginning of Spider-Man 2, I think it was. Yeah, Spider-Man 2.
You should check out some of my Magic the Gathering videos, my card videos. I did a lot of Magic the Gathering videos, so I'm going to do more. I might be able to buy some of them Spider-Man cards.
Then we get 12 planes, so each of these will come with 12 land,
Or you can look it up on YouTube. Just type new Magic the Gathering. And there's all different kinds of new ones. Different sets. Oh, I just spilled ice water all over myself. Thank you. Oh no.
Got Spider-Man again, we talked about that. Got Ops, Henchman, they have Flash, you get 2 of them in there. Flash, whenever this creature attacks you to an eye, so you draw a card, then discard a card. If the discard a card is not land, put a +1 counter on this creature. I love this. Don't be a hero, Gary. You don't get paid enough for a scrap of Spider-Man. Yeah. I love that. That's really cool. We've got Oscorp Research Team. Very expensive to draw some cards. 7 cards to draw 2 cards. Not a great card overall, but
Yeah, I like that card. I like it.
It's got flying whenever another building you control enters with a +1 counter onto this +1/+1 counter onto this creature. So the trigger once each turn, and this, you get 2 of these in deck as well. Got Mile Holographic Assistant. When it can draw a card with a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So this is the AI assistant for Big Yellow Heart. You can also see in the background here Big Yellow's like eyes and his, a little bit of his fangs there too, which is really cool. Doc Sinister Scientist. As long as there are 8 more cards in your graveyard, Doc has base power and toughness 8/8. As long as you control another villain, Doc has X-Proof. Interesting. So, it's going to be about drawing and discarding, like so far the cards are about discarding and everything like that. Getting cards. Interesting. So, as long as they're around 8 your Hara, yours.
Legendary artifact creature. Whenever you draw a card, one of your creatures gets stronger when you got her on the battlefield. You're always going to be drawing cards. So a creature will always get stronger with her there. The cocksucking whore.
I sense the vivid echo of a ghost's memory.
Seeing in the background, people's like eyes and his face edge. Knock on the sinister side.
They made the Dr. Octopus card blue instead of making it green. Dr. Octopus should be green because his outfit is green. So he got the first number. You should go look up the Magic the Gathering cards. The first number at the bottom is their attack. The second number is their defense. So Dr. Octopus is a 4/5, 4 attack, 4 defense. But if you have a lot of cards in your graveyard, so if many things die before you put Dr. Octopus out, he comes out as an 8/8. So if you get Dr. Octopus in your hand, you could cast him if you need him. He could be a 4/5. 4 attack, 5 defense. But if you keep them in your hand and wait for a bunch of your things to die, you know, if you start losing, put him out and he's an 8/8. And those are hard to beat. Those are hard to beat. You need to cast a spell or something to beat one of those. This guy's talking about him.
Interesting. So, blue's going to be about drawing and discarding. Like, so far the cards are about drawing and discarding and everything like that. Getting cards into your graveyard, and then you can get Doc Ock to be an 8/8. Really good. We've got Spider Bite, Web Warden. Whenever it enters, return up to 1 target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Spider Bite was also...
So every month they come out with a new set of these cards, and every other month, every other month it's a fucking special set. Like they'll do a Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering, then they'll do regular Magic the Gathering, and then they'll do Spider-Man Magic the Gathering, and then they'll do regular Magic the Gathering, then they'll do Nickelodeon Avatar Magic the Gathering, and then they'll do regular. You know, the regular Magic the Gathering is kind of like a little bit like Dungeons and Dragons characters. But they got a Dungeons and Dragons Magic the Gathering set. They got an Assassin's Creed Magic the Gathering set. Leonardo da Vinci is a card. They only made 500 of them. They only made 500 of them.
Unstable experiment. This is great. I love this art. I love the art where they've got Norma and Osborn there, but then they kind of hint at the Green Goblin. Target player draws a card, then up to 1 target creature you control.
The
Plays. So that's going to be like draw 2 cards there. Wizard class is going to be functions with this. We've got Whoosh, Kicker, 1 blue.
So the regular set is what's coming out next. The regular set is called Edge of Eternities, and it's like about like outer space. There'll be like alien cards cards that have spaceships on them. You could have a card and like you summon a spaceship. You could put another card on top of it and have it be in the spaceship. And then if it gets destroyed, both of them get killed. You know what I mean? Something like that. And then after that, the next set that's coming out, because they just came out with Final Fantasy last month. And now they got Edge of Eternities. And then they're going to come out with fucking Spider-Man next month. But then they always have like little stuff coming out here and there. Like they had like 10 SpongeBob's cards they made or something. They had like 10 Sonic the Hedgehog cards. They made like 10 or 20 Sonic the Hedgehog cards. And the Chaos Emeralds, those are the best cards. It's like there's no way to get all the Chaos Emeralds. Because it costs $50 to order one package. And you ain't guaranteed to even get the one package. And you only got a 20% chance to get the emerald in the package. And there's 5 different emeralds. So the only way to get all the emeralds is to buy them on the second-hand market. Like go to eBay or Amazon or something. Or have somebody print one. Have an artist create one. I'm getting some of these Spider-Man cards, though, even if I got to order some off the internet. The Mechanical Mobster.
I think that's Silvermane.
Silvermane.
When this creature enters, exile up to one target creature from a graveyard.
He's a robot.
One target card from a graveyard. Target creature you control connives. 2 times of those within the deck. Scorpion Seething Striker. Death Touch. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, target creature you control connives. Tombstone Career Criminal. When Tombstone enters, return target villain card from your graveyard to your hand, and then villain spells you cast cost 1 less. That's villain.
Tombstone. This is when Tombstone enters the battlefield, return target villain from your graveyard to your hand. Villain spells cost 1 less to cast. So that means in the future, they're going to start making more cards with superheroes on them. Because villain is now a creature type. So they might make a whole Marvel set. Or they might make an X-Men set or an Avengers set. You know what I mean? They had already made a Deadpool set, but there was only 5 cards that I know about. And Deadpool, he said that his ability is he can swap his text on his card with any card he wants, once per game. You know what I mean? He can fucking, when you cast him, he gets to like be a copy of another card or some shit like that. Just like my mother. Just like my own mother. I wish somebody would smother her with a pillow. Smother the mother with a pillow. But when the Airbender cards come out, in September, the Airbender cards come out. And fucking the Airbender cards got allies. It'll say ally. It'll say this character is an ally. You know, it'll be written instead of saying villains, like Tomb. I don't even know if you could hear me. So forget it. Oh, it says villain spell. Switch the word villain for ally. Ally spells cost 1 less to cast. The Avatar set will have allies. And it'll be like Korra, ally to... I don't know none of the characters' names. You get what I mean? But the Airbender set, it'll have allies. So there's so many different things they can make, because they got a a regular set that comes out every other month, remember? But so they could do Star Trek Magic the Gathering, X-Men Magic the Gathering, Avengers Magic the Gathering. They could do Kingdom Hearts. They could do Nintendo, have Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, have all those Magic the Gathering. They could do Icons of Horror, have like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and Ghostface, Chucky, have all them guys be Magic cards, Icons of Horror. They already did Street Fighter, but they only did a limited amount. So you could buy Street Fighter Magic the Gathering cards. Here's the boss.
Villain spells you cast plus one less to cast. That's great. It's obviously kind of like a villain tribal, can work well with that. Obviously, they're kind of working towards that. We've got Venom, Evil, Unleash, Death Touch, pay 2 and a black, exile this card from your graveyard, put 2 +1/+1 cards, counters on target creature, and get.
Here, I'll send you a picture of one of them, one of the cards. Like these are cards they never came out with before. Like ones that'll come out one day. So it's like you have a whole deck of them, and you could put them out. And the little numbers at the top of the card, that's what you need to put them out. And you could put out one of those each turn. They're called land cards, because the monster's got to live on the land. So you just put the land card out each turn. You get a lot of them in a deck. A deck has like 30 land cards. So you can have a lot of land. You could put one out every turn. And so those numbers at the top, it'll be like a skull or a fireball or a water drop. Those are just a different type of land that you could use. And the abilities are lands. So it'll say do this to do that. And a legendary creature, that means there's like a story behind them ones. They're not a regular creature, they're like better somehow. Oh, my controller is low. Now send a couple cards that actually exist, real cards. This would be an example. Oh, here's the Street Fighter card. That's how much money they want for it. It'll show you the dollar amount, how much, and then they mail it to you. That's how much they charge for a Street Fighter card. Now this card I wanted to buy this one. It cost $2. I don't know if it's going to go through properly. Let me see something. So I wanted that Guile card. This next one I was going to buy, it's got a car on it. I wanted to buy that one for $2. That's $13.13. It's an XX. The X equals your life. Now this card I had, but I lost it. In a fire. This card lets you take possession of other people's cards and use them. So if you don't have a good card, you could take, you don't have a, your cards aren't good enough, so you use her to take theirs. And I'll show you, they got Transformers, Assassin's Creed, Godzilla, Jurassic Park. Here's the new Sonic the Hedgehog, Magic the Gathering. These ones cost $40 and you only get 5 cards. And you gotta order them in the mail. So not a lot of people got these ones. So that's why they're expensive. Sonic ones are expensive. Let's see what else we got here. They're real cards though, the Sonic one. And the Guile one. So we'll go with Ezio. Now what he does is confusing. It's for people. His card is Assassin's Creed. That's for people that played the game a bunch of times. The Magic the Gathering, because his card has a lot of words. Guile's a 4/4, so he could kill Sonic. And Sonic's only a 2/4. But Sonic got haste. You see haste? Sonic got haste, so he could attack first. Even if Sonic attacks first, it still ain't gonna do 4 damage. You get what I mean? But read the other stuff. It said whenever Sonic attacks, put a 1/1 counter. 1/1 will raise their numbers up. That's how you raise their numbers. He could raise the other people around him's numbers. So whenever Sonic attacks, you could put a 1/1 on somebody else you control. Then Pyro, that's easy to understand. It said destroy target land. Land is what you need to put the cards out. So those are called mountains, the fireballs. So you use 3 mountains, destroy target land. So as long as you got pyro in the game and you got 3 lands out, you could destroy one of their lands every turn until they kill pyro. And Goro got a bunch of stuff he could do. So the Thanos card, I actually got that one. Alright, back to whatever the F they were talking about. So Venom is a legendary creature.
Villain spells cast plus 1 less to cast. Venom handing the symbiote over to someone, so it's buffing up, giving the death touch. I don't know why the death touch went away, but yep. We've got Grendel, Spawn of Null. So, if you don't know, this is a symbiote dragon that was during the night.
Yeah, I like this card. It said Grendel, Spawn of Null. Taking a picture of that. These are all... Because when the cards first come out, they'll be expensive. Even the cheap ones will be like $1 a piece. But like 6 months or 5 months or a couple months or far down the road in the future, they'll go down in price before they go up again. You know, so like right now the cards ain't out yet. They don't come out to August. So right when they come out, they'll be the most expensive they could be. You know, people will pay $5 for a $1 card just because they want it, because they need to have it because it's new. And then after people start opening the cards and opening all the boxes, the new sets start coming out, people will want to start getting rid of the ones they already used, or their extra cards, or they bought 5 boxes of Spider-Man but only used 2 of them, so now they're going to open the other boxes and sell the cards. You get what I mean? So like you can get cards for 10 to 15 cents a piece on a website I go to. But you got to order $5 worth at least in order for them to send it. You can't just pay 15 cents for a card and have it be sent. You have to order at least $5 or $10 worth.
Oh, this can't be good.
Very chonky flying death toucher. We've got Merciless Enforcers. You get 2 times of these. Lifelink. This creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Eerie Gravestone. This is a reference, obviously, to the Craven's Last Hunt comic and the cover of that. When this artifact enters from a card, you can pay 1 in the black, sacrifice an artifact, mill 4 cards, then return a creature card from the money into your hand. You murder the mask, you have a murdered man. I love that. It's so good. Phantom's Hunger, you get 2 times this, cost 2 less if you control a villain, destroy a target creature, gain 2 life. Lethal Protection, that absolutely amazing. That is an amazing name for this card. If you don't know, Venom went by the Lethal Protector for quite a while there, and the comic was called...
I like that card. It says destroy any creature. So you want to pick something huge that they got. And then after that, you could take a dead creature you got and put it back in your hand. So you kill their best creature, and then you take it. So if their best creature kills your best creature, you could use that spell to kill their best creature and retrieve your creature out of the graveyard. That's a Venom spell. It's a Lethal Protection with Venom on the cover of the spell. It's a sorcery.
As well. Destroy target creature, return up to 1 target Creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Venom's favorite crime was punishment. So good. Risky research here with Doc Ock showing up. Spell 2, then roll 2. What?
I am no witch hunter. Never was.
And then the swamp here with back alleys. Next, we've got the red deck with Spider Command, Stacy, Spider Command, they've got Colher, there's got Spider, got Ghost Spider. Ghost Spider, when Stacy, she's got Menace, she attacks, you'll take step, target the player.
How the hell just came out of that shadow?
It's working. Keep at it.
Spider-Bot, and maybe last mate, so it's going to
I'm the one who has to fight it.
Wasn't
expecting to fight myself today.
Don't let the ooze get back to its shadow.
Spider Island
Wasn't expecting to fight myself today.
Spider Island. Spider Islanders. Hold on, let me pause. I gotta look at that. New ability. Nah, I don't like that one. This is if you discarded it. I still take it if I got it in a pack. I'll keep it. Banish his ass.
Got it. And you can custom very God. That's interesting. It's also got you've got Taxi Driver, and Tap, that's the creature. Ace. Chalk up unshakable. During what's the feeling? You've got Taxi Driver.
Taxi driver. I'll take that card.
I never wanted this. I hate the very thing I've become.
The taxi driver, he makes the other monsters be able to attack faster. But he don't really do much himself.
I could sure as hell try. Your strikes do. This just won't do. You won't do that again. Getting rid of that ooze should weaken the shadows.
Banished. Banished.
And tap to keep target creature haste. Shocker, Unshakable. During your turn, Shocker has First Strike, and then Vibro Shock Gauntlets. When he enters, deal 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. Stegron the Dinosaur Man. During your turn, Shocker has First Strike. And then Vibro Shock Gauntlets. When he enters, deal 2 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. Stegron the Dinosaur Man. Menace, and then 1 in a red, discard this card until end of turn, target creature you control gets +3/+1 and becomes a dinosaur in addition to its other types. You turn something into a dinosaur. That is funny as all hell. I love it. The Mary Janes. So the Mary Janes is the band that that Gwen Stacy forms alongside Mary Jane in the Earth 65. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature that attacked this turn, and then it's also got Menace. We've got Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit, Reach, and then whenever Spider-Gwen becomes tapped, you may discard a card if you do card.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, that's a pretty basic ability, but pretty decent.
I don't like that
Angry
one.
Rattle,
I don't like discarding my cards.
The spell costs 1 less.
If you discard a card that goes in the graveyard, I don't want none of my cards to die.
We've got Spider-Gwen, Free Spirit.
So whenever Spider-Man becomes tapped, you discard, you may, it says so. Some people like discarding their cards because they can do stuff that says bring this, remember the Venom card? It said return a card from your graveyard to play. There's some people like doing that. I don't like, if it's dead in the graveyard, I just want to regenerate it.
Yeah, that's a pretty basic ability, but pretty decent. We've got Angry Rattle, Trample, and you get 2 of these. Trample, whenever you cast a spell with an ability 4 or greater, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. You can also pay 5 and a red to put 2+1/+1 counters to this creature. Then Mask Meow, Spider Cat Hero.
The Masked Meower.
Sacrifice this creature, draw a card. It's got haste. It's so cute. Neither criminals nor veterinarians had much luck to have the uncatchable Spider Cat. I really wish this was a legendary. I really wish that was a legendary. That would be great. We've got Double Trouble, double the power of each creature you control until end of turn. No, wait. Each creature you control until end of turn. Wow, okay.
I like that one.
It's also got Spider.
Double Trouble. It says double the power of all the creatures you control until the end of turn. So if you put out the Dr. Octopus and he became an 8/8, and then right afterwards you casted that, he's a 16/16. If you swing with him, you kill the opponent. It's a game winner.
You got Shock. I think this is one of the only ranges in here that is so Shock. Electro Bolt, it deals 4 damage to target creature, and then you can also mayhem it for 1 in red. Romantic Rendezvous. Oh man. Chopper on it, that's great. Electro Bolt.
Electro's Bolt. That's a spell. Electro's Bolt is a sorcery.
Romantic Rendezvous. Oh man.
Romantic Rendezvous.
Wizards of the Coast are goated because of the fact that they actually kept MJ and Spider-Man together. they've done what Marvel is too weak to do. And then we've got Mountain here with the city skyline, and down here you can see a little Spider-Man too. And then finally we've got the green one here. These are taking so long. We've got the green one here with Miles Morales / Spider-Man. Spider-Man Miles Morales. So he's got Vigilance, Trample. Whenever he enters or attacks, put a +1 counter on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain trample until end of turn.
So that Spider-Man Miles Morales card is going to be like $20, the regular version, when it comes out. And then like a year later, that's going to be like a $4 card. So that Miles Morales card is pretty powerful. That's always going to retain a little bit of value.
This deck here is going to work.
But people are going to want the foil version. So you could probably get the regular version for like $1. But the foil version or the one with the different art on it, those will cost a lot more.
This card here is sad as well, because he turned his family into lizards, and the serum covers what he done to us. That's it. Yeah. You get 2 of them, trample whenever you cast a spell with the category 4 greater, put a +1 counter on this creature. We've got Guy in the chair. I can't remember his name now. It's not Ned Leeds. I can't remember what his name is. Or someone remind me of the other one. You get 2 of him, and he's just a mana dog, taps 1 mana, and then you can pay 2 green, tap it, put a +1 counter on target. Spider. We've got Craven's Cats here. A cat villain. Take 2 and a green to give it +2/+2 until the end of turn. Activate only.
No, I wanted to build a deck that had all cats. So I'm adding Craven's Cats.
We've got Twisted Spider Clone. This is Shift. They obviously renamed it to just a generic one with Twisted Spider Clone here. Get 2 of him. When he enters, put +1 counter on each creature you control with a +1 counter on it. We've got Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary. So this is going to be the basic version of Spider-Man from Miles from their main set. Yeah, he's got pay 4 and a green, or you can just pay 2 and a green if you return something to your hand. When he enters, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. It's just like a nice ramp there. If you can web sling him out, that's going to be really return something.
Alright, where we leave off at?
When he enters,
Not all the cards are good, so he's just going over the decks.
Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary.
Like there's just like a deck you could get. When the Spider-Man set comes out in next month or whatever, there's 4 decks you could buy. Or you could just buy the packs. And the packs come in a box. So you could buy just a regular box, or you could buy the decks. He's going over the decks. And on the cover of the package of each deck, it'll have a different character. Like Miles Morales, he's powerful because he's on the cover of the deck. He's like the main power source. Spider-Man, hold on.
Enters social library for basic land card, out, then shuffle. So just like a nice ramp there. If you can web sling him out, that's going to be really good. If not, it's not great, but it's usable. Spider Rex, Darren Dino. We've got Reach, Trample, Ward 2. Just a... Yep, that's a Colossal Dreadball with Ward 2. Yeah, that's really good. We've got Prowler, Misguided Mentor. Prowler can't be blocked by creatures with Power 2 or less. Did Miles have Power 2 or less? No, he doesn't. So he just can't be blocked by small things. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, put a +1 counter on another target creature you control. If you don't know, this was Isle Uncle in the what was that universe? 1610? 1616?
So if the Prowler attacks another player, you could put a +1/+1 on another creature you control. But I got another creature that says anytime you put a +1/+1 on it, put 2. So he'd be giving that guy 2 if they're out together.
Or you can destroy target creature with flying. I actually can't see who that is. That might be Hobgoblin down there. I don't think it's Green Goblin because it's red. Unless that's like Spider-Man on there with Green Goblin. I'm not sure. Either way, 1 and a green for that. It's not too bad. We've got Venom Blast. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 other target creature. You can buff up a creature and then do like a bite as well with it. He's also getting Kraken there. Kraken's great. Kapow. I love this. Kapow is just... Look at the art here with like Spider-Man fighting Mysterio, and then this the main art's him fighting Mysterio as well. Put a +1 counter on target creature you control. It fights target creature and opponent controls. Basic fight spell that just buffs something up. Not a great card, but still, not awful. You also get 2 of that in it. Then we've got Grow Extra Arms. Yeah. So this is Spidey created a potion to rob him of his... Created that potion to rob me of my Spider-Man spider powers. I wanted it to change me forever, but not like this. Not like this. Costs 1 less if it targets a spider. It gets +4/+4 until it turn. And then finally we've got the
what more do you want from
I don't know. I don't know enough about New York City. But either way, New York City, street, trees, and Spider-Man up there, sweet 1 to 12 of that. So that's it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe because then I'll
Do 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 do. Whoa.
It's been a long day.
In this edge of it, mechanics, they are spacecraft. The number that they need to reach will be different, so keep that in mind. Next is the warp mechanic, which is later in the game. Next is the void. It's like a Cav Land Seeker, which will make these lander tokens, and then these can be used to ramp your mana, fix. Because a 3-2 plus a 1-1 is already pretty solid, but thanks to the warp mechanic, you can also fill out your 2-drop slot as well if you don't have a better 2.
The MTG. Looking for something. Ba-da-da-da-da. Son of a bitch.
Standing by.
And then other concepts take yes, liberation track. Come on, get yourself together. The other one, research problem and now space problem.
Can I join in too? Bloody shadow.
There, I got the trophy. I'm fighting a gigantic slime monster that looks like George Washington, but fat. Fat George Washington made out of slime.
color. When you next cast an artifact spell, that spell gains Sunburst. Sunburst is interesting. It's not a mechanic you see very often. It makes it so that whenever a creature enters, like if you're casting a creature, it's going to get a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast on it. So if you spend red mana, that's 1. Blue, white, now you've got 3, and it's entering with 3 +1/+1 counters onto it. That's great. You can also make this tap for any color you want. So technically, you can make this tap for a color outside of your mana, so black mana or something like that. And then now you've got a 4th color that you wouldn't usually have access to. You've got the controlling Peacemaker, and this is the first time we've had a card that punishes crimes. So this is whenever an opponent commits a crime, proliferate. A crime, in case you weren't around during OTJ or don't remember, it's if they target an opponent.
Enough. Can we please get out of here?
I've been playing Magic on and off since 1996, and I never liked counters. We used to put little pennies or beads on the cards. I tried to always stay away from counters, especially the new players I was trying to get. But I do like the Loyal Companion dog card from many sets ago. And the Squirrel Commander card from one of the unsets.
There's a huge amount of ways this happens constantly throughout the game. So you're going to proliferate so many. It's crazy. Box site refinery, pay 2
That was awful. This trial.
Region control.
It was as if Deborah wanted us to face what she had faced. But all I feel is beaten.
I feel judged. Like I'll never be understood again. Justice miscarried here.
Of course. That's it. I know what that was. Such spectre of injustice has a name. The mythical infamy. I've only read about them. They're so rare, most think them a myth. And so a terrible ghost was born, and sickness piled on sickness. Haskell has so much to answer for.
you're going to exile it without taking an exile, yeah, it's really good, really great mechanic, and easily useful even with this card because you can just proliferate these charge counters up as well, and boom, now you've got the charge counters on it. You get to discover out everything that's fallen in your deck. You've got Inside Engine, pay 2, tap it, put a charge counter on this artifact, then draw a card from each charge counter on the artifact. They're kind of like a, what's it called? Oh, a ring, a one ring. Kind of like a one ring.
Boop boop be doop. Time for a Newport, god damn it. Get your cigarettes out. We're all smoking cigarettes now. We're all cigarette smokers now. Get your Newports. You son of a bitch, we're all smoking them. Till we puke.
Picking up something
Till
spectral nearby.
puking them till we smoke. Smoking them till we puke. Pukey till we smoky. Governor. The governor. Governor. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go meet the governor. Stab him in the belly. Cut his belly open. Time for the governor. Let's go get governed. Always wanted to be governed. To cut their belly open. Only until I cut their belly. Where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to go? Damn it.
That down there is Hubby's tents.
But it's going to get out of hand very quickly in drawing cards.
That infamy really
Especially
got
because
to
you can
us.
proliferate again these charge counters up.
Course through me.
And then lastly
I
here
can't
we've got the
remember
depth
why.
that shaker.
Me
Depth
neither.
shaker Titan.
This is
When
what
it
the
enters,
infamy
any
does.
number of target
It's over.
non-creature artifacts you
We're
control
here.
become 3/3
Said
artifact
something
creatures.
to hurt you.
Sacrifice them
I'm
at
sorry.
the beginning of the next
I
end
forgive you.
step. Each artifact
And I
creature
hope
you
that you
control
forgive
has
me too.
melee, trample, and haste. So this is a way for you to be able to turn like all of your, say, treasures into 3/3s with melee, trample, and haste. That is very, very strong because all of these melees will stack up. So then, when say you've got like 5 treasures, right? You attack with your 5 treasures. Now those 5 treasures all give everything +1/+1 for each of them, and that's for each opponent attacking. So if you attack 3 different opponents, now they're giving +3/+3 to each thing, which is +15/+15. Boy, that's insane. And then we've also got the 2 new lands as well, the Radiant Summon and the Glittering Massive. So if you guys are liking this content so far, this is instant speed news. That's insane. And then we've also got the 2 new lands as well, the Radiant Summon and the Glittering Massive. So if you guys are liking this content so far, this is instant speed news. This deck list only just came out and we're making a video for it already. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video around, all that kind of stuff. Into the notable reprints, we've got the Yard Steel Reactor. I called this one. I said this is most likely to get reprinted because they like adding fun, feel-good ways to win the game, and this is one of them. Once you hit 20 or more charge counters on it, you're going to win the game. We've got the Cloud Key getting reprinted as well to reduce the cost of all your artifacts. Cyberdrive Awakener, this one here is, this is so good. This was originally reprinted with their new competitor commander. Buckle up precon. I was literally looking at buying that precon the other day, but most likely don't need to because we can get this new upgraded better version. And this is going to essentially do the same thing as that other Awakener. It turns on a non-creature artifact into 4/4s, and then also can look for artifact creatures flying. We've got the Technical Inquiry Dominance. I really don't expect this to be a reprint. Doubles proliferation with this. Weatherlight Captain, definitely called this one as well. When you ask a historic spell casts that's running hard, all of your artifacts in this deck will be started, so really good. We've got Alamo Ancient Witness here, gives all your artifact creatures haste, and then when you attack with one of all artifact creatures, control, it's going to deal damage.
One thing above all else, my friends, is true. The wicked are at odds with themselves.
Oh, good. His latest sermon. We haven't missed it.
Essentially, kind of like it's a very protection for your opponent. It's proliferate everything, then choose any number of dimensions. And easily we can do the upgrade things that not an upgrade die. This is basically essentially. We've got great real parallel things. This one is this goes infinite. They also have the new walk mechanic, which allows you to be able to cancel the wall class that come in and then get exiled at the beginning of the next step. So obviously this is going to be built around like a blind flickerish kind of deck, I assume, or either.
This video, trending acolyte, Banishers draw 2 and discard 2 unless you discard an artifact. So blue black is an artifact deck that's on the side of some common to tell us it's sort of a grindy deck for artifacts where you want to be drawing discarded. It says on one using this color carefully. This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you want magic singles or sealed product, use my link in the description.
The Lord's promise of salvation from hell pleases them. The Lord's salvation from misery and sin here on earth does not.
This doesn't look like salvation from misery and sin.
they have some specific synergy for them.
They proclaim their love for their lord, yet, in his name, they serve themselves. Their self-regard crumbles in the light of their hateful iniquities.
So true.
Mr. McCraith, my friend, I'm so glad you agree. Now, the wicked man never questions...
I have your answers.
What? Yes, good. Perhaps we should discuss this privately, if you'll give me just a moment.
It's quite the story. You might not wish to hear it. Neither may the good people here.
Please, this is not the time.
We want to hear the story. Let the Banisher speak.
Tell them, Red. Tell them good.
Aye. There's a story that starts with a question. A question for you, Governor. And maybe for all the good people of New Eden. If I give you a witch, will you do what you did to Deborah Comenius?
Comenius, say you? The school teacher walked with the devil and paid the appropriate price. That's the beginning of the history and also its end.
Is it, though? I've learned much about Deborah Comenius and what happened to her. And it tells a very different tale.
And what story, pray you, does it tell?
It tells the story of a man, a latter-day King Solomon. When plague struck his subjects, they turned to him for guidance and protection, for they were God-fearing folk, and he was a godly king. The king turned his flock to God, which was not enough. The plague spread on. The king, worried about his position, needed a sacrificial lamb.
You lose the run of your tongue, Mr. McCraith, and of the head to which it's fixed. There was no lamb. There was a trial, fair and lawful.
The trial was not fair. You had no proof, and you knew it.
Credible witnesses gave believable testimony, sir.
Witnesses like Gibbs, who pressured you into a guilty verdict to avoid being suspected of witchcraft yourself.
There was pressure, I'll not deny it. But I did what I did to protect the colony. It was a difficult time.
It's a little less likely that you'll actually take advantage of
You're a pompous coward, fearful of anyone different, as human as that is.
There must be a man to judge, or there is no order. A man to make the judgment, and a man to enforce it. Of all people, you know this.
I live and let live. I choose only for the dead.
I choose for the living. These people are sinners, sir, and must be led back to the light. This is my mandate, my duty.
What do you really want, Governor?
I wish only to serve. I am the trusted servant of the good people of New Eden. Without me, they're lost.
Without them, you would be lost.
Yes. Maybe I do need them. How very human of me. But these people undoubtedly need me, Mr. McCraith. And there is no one else.
Admit it. You toy with magic you don't understand.
You, sir, are jealous.
I, sir, am tired. I've done my job, fulfilled my contract, I've found the source of the curse. The poison below the well is no more, no thanks to you.
Aha! Poison it was, then. The weapon of the wicked, to weaken the people's will. What was it, belladonna, hemlock, foxglove?
Betrayal. Truth
Unspoken. Secrets and lies. Wrongs, basically. Your wrongs. The wrongs you visited upon Deborah Comenius. The wrongs that led to her death.
She died at the hand of the body politic. She died at all our hands. Most of all, she died at her own.
She died because she would not submit.
'Twas not my plan to kill her, stupid, stubborn woman. Why did she not confess? I would have granted clemency. I would have shown her mercy.
I'm sacrificing the fat George Washington. He's gonna die now.
You had the power to stop the madness, but instead you chose to let it run all the way to its barbaric conclusion. You brought the curse down on New Eden. Then you called we Banishers in to fix your mistake. You boast of your knowledge of demons and spirits, but in truth, you master nothing. You're a peacock. All show and no meat. I'm not here today to bring justice. But this man, your governor, brought death to your doors. He deserves blaming. Shame on me if I don't do it.
It's Ben!
Friends, have I ever not served the interests of our community? Have I not protected you? Have I not loved you?
This is always going to be an efficient framework. It can be a humanity framework. And so on. And it's, all game long. It's up really doesn't allow it to be stuff to consider up on its own. So you need counters on two different creatures. But when you do have that, which looks the way like the other papers about Next up is Chief Lord Mondo, for a green and a blue is a 1-green insect with a rare top flying. It controls a cursed target creature has base coverage of this 3-3 until end of turn. When it controls such 4 lands, that creature has base coverage of this 6. You can put it in for 1 more creatures you control with plus or plus 1 counters on them. You'll combat a player draw a card. So,
Is the evil gone for good?
Far from it.
Then who will protect us?
I will. While Mr. McCraith fights the curse of New Eden, I will protect the people of the Harrows. Or at least, try. Now let's all return to our homes and pray for forgiveness and the strength to bear the consequences of our actions. For your fee, one of the many debts my father left me.
You'd best put your own debts first, young Master Haskell.
Don't I know it?
I hate this place.
Another quote.
Rest up, then please, let's get out of here.
This is a fantastic to the medical thing.
No, mosquitoes. Mosquitoes. I gotta end the stream. I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. Make sure everybody donates all the money to PayPal.